true competition is cooperation. I don't want somebody who's just going to like roll over. I want somebody who's going to challenge me, you know, to bring out my best. I think a lot of guys, when they're out there, they're just like looking for someone who's just going to be like, okay, hurt her. No, I want to see a skeptical reaction when I first go up. I want them to look at me like, oh, great, here's the next idiot of the night saying some gibberish at me. You know, because let's face it, we've all had that look when you go to approach somebody and they give you this weird skepticism look like, yes, right? We've all gotten that before. In fact, if I don't get that, I'm kind of like almost confused. Now, why do they give that reaction? Why do people give you that reaction? Well, it's like a kind of an autopilot response from past negative experiences. Because let's face it, most people do, like you said before, most people will not approach others. Who does? Creeps, crazy people, people who are so drunk. Yeah, you're beautiful. Can I buy you a drink? You're beautiful. Hand on the lower back. Like those guys. That's why one of my openers that I like to use from time to time, I'll say, good evening. Hi, I'm the next idiot of the night speaking with you. Or am I the first? Do I have the honor of being the first imbecile to talk to you tonight? Probably won't be the last either. Hey, what's up? I'm Jeff, right? So by saying that, I'm acknowledging that reality. You understand? Like, okay, that's probably what they're thinking as they're looking at me. That skepticism, there is no better feeling. Well, there's many better feelings in the world, but it's a good feeling to me. It's one of my favorite feelings when I see that skepticism turn to, like, it happens kind of slow too. They're like, and then they're like, oh, and it turns to, this one's different, right? I like that. So again, you can bemoan the fact that they give that people give that reaction, or you can be happy that you have that challenge because it allows you to step up and demonstrate how much better you are than the average experience. Because again, a lot of people have that autopilot reaction. If you just call out, if you demonstrate an awareness of what's going on, like a lot of times, like say I'm talking to somebody and then their friends give me the side eye, I'm like, you know, blah, blah, blah. I'm getting a lot of skepticism from this area over here. As well you should. I'm literally the worst. I'm literally the worst person here. Like, how did you get so unlucky? Anyway, like I was saying, da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, this is my son. He's gay. He's got a special connection with classical music. There are many things that are interesting about him.
He's gay. He has a special connection to classical music. There's many things that are interesting about him.
But anyway, and I just keep going, and you'll see it turn, right? You'll see the change happen. But like I was saying, what is the prerequisite for success before you even go up? You must be enjoying yourself in the environment. Okay? Now, what does that mean? Well, how do you do that? How do you do that? Well, see what he did there? He went, right? I mean, literally, that's what it is. It's okay. Listen. Again, good old Tony, he say motion creates emotion. So for every emotion, there is a physiological state that goes with it, right? Sadness, it's going to be, right? Anger, happiness, right? So if you adopt the physiological state associated with happiness, even if initially mentally you're like, I'm faking this, you will, like, and sometimes you will be, you're like, you're like, this is fucking fake. But you'll be surprised. Soon, you can't do that for very long until it actually kind of starts to become real. And you'll actually start to enjoy yourself. So for me, when I'm in the environment, like if I'm out at the club, you will never see me just standing there with my arms folded, stock still, staring around, grim look on my face, shuffling around. You will never see me doing that. All right, bare minimum, I'm going to be tapping my foot to the beat of the music. Well, it's also making myself part of the environment. It's also, number one, it's that. Number two, it's kind of fending off the tension. So I'm trying to stay loose, right? I'm trying to stay loose in the environment. Maybe a little head action, just keeping it loose. Again, to prevent the tension from grabbing me, for one. Number two, I'm probably like singing like some song, like doing some weird thing, whipping my friend in the dick with my stupid headband I wear, doing some fucking move, like saying some nonsense. Yo, did you see that thing with the thing? Like I'm just keeping myself pumped. Okay, this starts even before I get to the venue, and this is why I changed up my boot camp a lot, because it used to be like I would meet the clients and then we would have like a lecture for a couple hours before we go out. right? The lecture. All right, guys, here's what we're going to do tonight. Do you understand? It's me like talking at them, much like this, for like a couple hours. And then they're like just listening. All right, guys, let's go have fun. And they're like, and then we get into like the Uber to go to the venue. And I'm still like, now I'm changing out of logic mode. And now I'm switching. I'll be like cracking little jokes, telling little anecdotes, little stories. Hey, man, you know, I came here last year. We had this fucking thing, right? Sometimes I'll do an experiment. On that car ride or on that walk to the venue, I will suddenly just stop talking and see what happens. What do you think happens a lot of the time? Dead silent. It's like the drive to be executed. They're like, dude. So I'm like, wow, okay. So that's why I changed it. Before we go out, I get guys doing some exercises, some verbal exercises, some facial exercises, just to kind of start to shake a little bit of that torpor off, if you will, get into a more like outgoing, expressive headspace, expansive headspace, and then get out there so they can kind of just take it out, right? And that starts even on the walk to the venue. You know, anyone passing by will be like, yo, look at this. Is that the thing? Yeah.
Part of this like okay, my outwards projection, the happiness that I'm radiating, how it's potentially affecting people indirectly, is that something that is considered, or does it matter?
Well, that's going to come into play as I begin speaking to them, you know, so because that's the thing, that it starts with that, but then of course that means nothing unless I actually bring it to bear on actual interaction. So then again, I go up and I'm going to put myself in that middle space, invite them to meet me in that space, and take my energy, add it to theirs, and collaborate and make something new, right? So when you do that, and when you actually want it to work, that's when it works, right? Because again, if you're trying to weasel your way into the fun, it's needy. It's asking to leech energy. It'll likely be dismissed. It's competitive, needy energy. Collaborative energy, expansive, adding. People will be like, and again, not everyone's going to like your particular style of energy. Some will just be like, no, not in the mood, because it's very random. Person just might not be in the mood to talk to you. They might not like your style of humor. It doesn't matter. So a big part of the fun of the night for us is just going through, doing our intros and finding the ones we have chemistry with. I'm not trying to find 10 people that think I'm like sort of okay. Like, this guy's fine. This guy's fine. You know, because most clients are like, I just hope they think I'm okay. They're trying to save face. That's why, you know, when they'll go up, and it's clearly going nowhere, but they will just stick in there and keep asking the dumb questions, and you'll see it happen. They're not even getting past social hook point, which is where people think they go from thinking, who is this person? Why the fuck is he speaking to me? To, oh, this person's cool. Let's keep talking to him. That transition's called the social hook point. That can happen instantaneously. Like, you get someone who's just really friendly, like, oh, hey, what's going on? Or it can take up to a couple of minutes. Now, a couple of minutes does not sound like a long time, but when it's not hooking, it feels like a really, really long time. And what it will look like is this, because I see this every weekend. The students will go up and they'll start talking, and then the people will look at them, and they have this look on their face, okay? It's confusion. Yeah, and then, like, curt answers, like, no, I don't know. And then polite laughter. Oh, yeah, maybe. I don't know. Maybe over there. Right? They will look exact. I can do it very well because I see it every weekend. Like, that's exactly how it looks. Okay, so how do you know when it's hooked? They'll go from that to like actual laughter, like actual real laughter. Their body language will open up. They'll begin answering in full sentences, maybe asking you questions, maybe even touching you. So these students, they'll be in there talking, and it's clearly not hooking, but they'll just keep going. And maybe for 10 minutes even. Now, at a certain, people say, well, Jeff, when do you throw in the towel in these? Sometimes I will, like, it will take me very swiftly, I will arrive at the conclusion that these people do not appreciate my brilliance. And I will become disgusted by them, essentially. I'll be like, oh, okay, pearls before swine, time to remove myself. Like, I'll be like, these people are dumb. These people have bad taste. Okay, and I'll just leave. I won't say that or anything. I'll be like, oh, bad taste, and I'll just leave. Or it'll hook very hard, okay? But these students, they'll see that and they'll just stay there because they're trying to do what? They're trying to save face. They're trying to save face. They're not like, okay, this person isn't for me. I accept that, move on. Do more iterations until I find someone I have genuine chemistry with, and then I can take it from there.
My name is Jesse, and I've participated in Jeff's Charisma Master Mentoring, and it has been revolutionary to the point that I've got a girlfriend, right? I've never had a girlfriend before. Me spending like a decade on my own, never really got, amazing results. But Jeff already figured out everything. I'll have a complete blueprint on how to be much more charismatic to the point where I'm very confident in my abilities to communicate with other people. I'm very thankful for having participated in Jeff's Charisma Master Mentoring.